What are your expectations for the leadership of Benue State come 2023?
I am looking at it that come 2023, we should have a detribalized governor in Benue State. Somebody that will be able to see someone from the Tiv Aziz as a Benue man, someone from the Idoma extraction as a Benue man, and then someone from the the Igede, Aziz as a Benue person. The reason that I'm saying this is because if from 1976 to this point as we're speaking, the Tiv people have so dominated the political atmosphere of Benue State, it means indirectly that it is more or less like an adage in my language, which goes this way, that two toads cannot be found in a hole. One eats and gets fatter, while the other one eats and remains thin. In fact, will not even eat at all.
The relationship between politics and development cannot be overemphasized. Hence, the developmental pace and welfare of every society is at the mercy of leadership. Even the Bible says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. The people are always at the receiving end of every form of leadership. Therefore, deciding who becomes the next leader is a very crucial moment for the people, not just for intending leaders. I would love to quickly add that being a good leader or a people-oriented leader is not about being a religious or about being a member of a particular tribe or ethnic group. It's about humanity and the display of inherent good heart towards people. On this show, Permutations, on Akweya TV, we are going to be presenting different intending leaders, especially those vying for the seat of governor and other positions in Benue State, Nasarawa, Kogi, and Taraba State come 2023. Their profile, antecedent, experience in leadership, and most importantly, the view of people about them. Secondly, we shall be talking about the expectation of the people and looking at the areas of development that is seriously lacking in the community. My name is Idajo Aja. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, people? My name is Solomon Lange, and you're watching Akweya TV. God bless you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ochaya Ojofu. I am the founder of Akweya Children Carnival. Watch Akweya TV.
Yemasni Ame Veronica Ochido. Engaga ya Akweya TV.
Agatugolegadam. Ihiegu nkama Oge David Ngbede. Mbo Bagaji, Togolega Agatu, Local Government of Benue State. Ungo reporter Akweya TV. Akweya TV.
Today on our show on Permutations, we are still talking about politics in Akweya. And we have with us in the studio today the current Vice Chairman, Akweya Youth Progressive Youth Forum, Otukpo branch, and also the former National President, Association of Akweya Students, Odeh Anefu. Welcome.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, welcome. So we're talking about politics on Permutations. But the first thing now, we will be going into Akweya politics. But I would like to know your view concerning Benue politics generally. What are your expectations for the leadership of Benue State come 2023?
It's okay. I want to start this way. You can't arrive at a better future if you are unable to cast your lens at the past.
Okay.
Let us first of all start from the inception of the state called Benue. Benue State was created in 1976. And to this end, if there is anything that has so played out loudly, then I call it the politics of tribalism.
Okay.
So I am looking at it that come 2023, we should have a detribalized governor in Benue State. Somebody that will be able to see someone from the Tiv Axis as a Benue man, someone from the Idoma extraction as a Benue man, and then someone from the the Igede, Axis as a Benue person.
Okay.
The reason that I'm saying this is because if from 1976 to this point as we're speaking, the Tiv people have so dominated the political atmosphere of Benue State, it means indirectly that it is more or less like an adage in my language, which goes this way, that two toads cannot be found in a hole. One eats and gets fatter, while the other one eats and remain thin. In fact, will not even eat at all. And if you look at it, the hearth, where food is prepared in a home, most especially the typical village setting, is made up of how many stones? Three. 1, 2, 3. And that is what we have in Benue State. The Tiv people represent one stone, the Idoma another, and then the Igede people. And if you look at it today, from the permutation so far, the rotation has always been between the zone A and then the zone B.
Which is basically the Tiv people.
Yes. So the question now is this. What then happens to the other people from the other extraction?
Okay.
Talking about...
Your concern now is marginalization.
Exactly.
Or you are not looking at the competence of who is going to be there and the development that could happen if somebody who is competent is there. The tribe notwithstanding.
The reason that I'm going in this perspective is because for the past 40-something years, we've tried the Tiv people and we still remain underdeveloped. And that is an indication that if, for instance, we are to have a detribalized person tomorrow, that detribalized person somehow may emerge from the Idoma extraction, which we have not tried for once.
Okay.
So whatever be the case, though I have heard a statement from someone whose name I'm not going to mention now, that the worst, in fact, that the best Idoma man was compared to the, that the worst Tiv man is better than the best Idoma man. Okay. So looking at it from that angle, it means indirectly that we are not seen as anything whatsoever.
As part of what is going on in the state.
Yes. But I look at it this way. If you consider what happened in the case of, let me say, I'll go biblical, the case of Joseph. Joseph was more or less like the prime minister in Egypt, and he worked wonderfully well. The record is there in the Bible.
And he was a stranger.
And he was a stranger. Now, if you consider it from this angle too, that the Idoma people are minority, sort of, they will be afraid and somehow they will deliver.
Okay.
So whether I like it or not, every Idoma man that has assumed the position of either a deputy governor before or a speaker or deputy speaker, as the case may be, that Idoma man is very competent and can do anything whatsoever, can deliver and give us what we've been looking for. Okay. And the truth remains that envisioned dystopian society, utopian society that we're looking up to can only come from an Idoma man. Okay. Because the belief of a Tiv man is this: eat, in fact, you eat, I eat. That's what they believe. Okay. But to an Idoma man, whether we like it or not, we go wide.
But right now, in past, we've had some Idoma men who have occupied positions that are greater than governor. And how will you rate their developmental stride in Otukpo? How do you see Otukpo? Even though I might not need to go into that.
Yes, if you ask my opinion, I would tell you that figure you're looking at was a legislator. And he didn't occupy an executive position. He could have only lobbied for such projects to be carried out in his state, which I don't know if he did. But arguing from that angle, you can't categorically say that he should have done.
And it's not one person. There are many of them.
Go ahead and mention them. And I will tell you that they only occupy such kind of minor positions, that they couldn't have been able to do anything whatsoever. If you look at it, that same figure you're looking at somehow was a governor of a particular state, and you can remember what he did. So if he had occupied an executive position, he would have done well as well.
Okay.
Yes. So if you go to Niger State today, the story is there. I mean, you have several traces of what he did.
Okay. So now let's go into Akweya politics. Akweya politics. There's something that concerns the Akweya people right now for a long time now, just like the entire Idoma agitate at least to have a place at the helm of affair in Benue State. The Akweya people also agitate to have a place at the helm of affair among the Idomas, the other Idomas, and then in Benue State. And then now talking about Otukpo Akweya Constituency, and then chairman of Otukpo local government, and other positions that are available. So what quality of leader are we looking at? Because recently we have heard that, at least in this political dispensation, that position is being zoned to Akweya people. So what are we looking at? What are the chances that an Akweya person can occupy that place?
First of all, let me come out this way. Before I could leave Otukpo recently, I saw posters of Honorable Baba Odeh flooding the street and environments of what? Otukpo.
Yeah.
If that position has been completely zoned to the Akpa extraction, why then is this man still coming out? So I take it that it is still what? The game of politics. Anything can happen anytime, any day. But if it has been zoned to our place, we're going to take it in good faith. In good faith rather, and then do the needful. And looking at it from that aspect too, we're looking at somebody that will give us quality representation. Not just quality representation alone, someone who is well-schooled and who understands the game of politics. Because whether we like it or not, politics, they said, is a game of what? Interest. And such a person shouldn't look at his own personal interest alone, but the interest of the Akweya people at large, and then, let me say, Otukpo, Akpa, that he will represent.
Okay. So, Baba Odeh is on the platform of People's Democratic Party. There are still other parties like APC, like ABGA, like SDP, and we have some Akweya people on those platforms. So, will it be limited? Are you saying that the Akweya people should give up the race now because somebody probably has been anointed or endorsed by the governor?
It is not possible because it is their right. They should vote and be voted for. So they can't back out. They can't chicken out. Never. It's not possible.
So are the Akweya people on PDP still running?
Why not? We have two important candidates there. Very important, I must tell you this. Highly significant. People that can change things anytime, any day. We have the person of Barrister John Abba, and we equally have Chris Ngara. And these ones are, if you ask me, they are political giants.
So will they go against maybe the agreement or the consensus or the endorsement of the governor?
The first question we should be asking ourselves now is this. Is the governor an Idoma person? Not at all.
But he is the leader of the party.
He is the leader of the party, agreed. And I want you to understand that this position should be shared between two communities, isn't it? Are we in agreement with his position? That is the Akweya people. Did he consult us before carrying out this decision of his? If no, then it means that somehow he jettisoned us. And we're ready to tell him that we're in existence and that we have capable people to take the bull by the horns. And these are the people I have mentioned so far. Barrister John Abba, and then Chris Ngara.
You still have some other people like Ambassador Kennedy Angbo on the platform of APC.
You talked about PDP. That was the reason I didn't mention their names. Otherwise, I would have done that.
And then people like Christian Abba on the platform of ABGA.
Yes.
So right now, I know you support Barrister John Abba John.
Of course, yes.
If he as you are like you are saying, if he's to continue the race like they are doing, why do you think he's better off than the likes of Ambassador Kennedy Angbo or Christian Abba or Chris Ngara?
Why
should the Akweya people prefer him?
If we're to look at it from that angle, I will have to chronicle some of the antecedents of Barrister John Abba. Before now, Barrister John Abba was the PA of the late Honorable Abeda.
Okay.
And that happened between, when she was the vice chairman of Otukpo Local Government Council, and he worked well. In fact, that time I want to believe that he was sent to the council to learn and then add more to what he already had then. And then leaving that aspect, if also we are to consider what he has done so far too, he has been able to represent the Akweya people. In fact, he has served as the national president, AYPF.
Okay.
And he was able to turn things around.
Okay.
And outside that, this man is a political juggernaut. But the other people that you have mentioned so far, they're just coming into the stream of politics. They are new in it. They have only come to cast their net and see if they'll be able to get some catch. That's why they are there. But if you consider the person of Barrister Abba John Abba, who is a lawyer, do you interpret what you cannot make? It is not possible. So
it's okay. We put a hold on that. I'll go for a short break. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hi, Akweya TV has got so many shows for you. We've got a Hangout with Busayo, we've got our interview shows, we've got women empowerment shows, and you can watch us on NTA Makodi. Also, you can watch us on YouTube and different channels. I am Odo Diego Kenyodo, and I think you will love everything you see on Akweya TV. Keep a date with us.
Welcome back to Permutations. We've been talking about politics in Akweya. And we have in the studio with us Odeh Anefu, talking about, before we went on break, you're talking about the profile of Barrister John. Why he should be the person to be there. But right now, you see, there's something that concerns the whole of Akweya. For a long time, all that concerns them is how somebody from Akweya can sit there. And if it is being zoned to Akweya now, the seat of Otukpo Akpa, I remember that maybe in the last political dispensation, they narrowly missed it, and then it went to the person that is sitting there right now. What is the chance that an Akweya person will get it if the contestants are not narrowed to one? If the Akweya people do not come together at least to follow one person, what chances do they have?
Failure, they said, teaches sense.
Okay.
The Akweya people failed to assume that position in 2019 for certain reasons that you and I know. As it stands, I want to believe, in fact.
What was the reason?
Oh, the reason was that they couldn't agree.
Okay.
They couldn't come to agreement.
It's okay.
But this time around, they have fully come to agreement. And as at that time, if you ask me, we only had just one contestant from the Akweya extraction.
Okay.
In the person of Honorable Ochi Ugbabe.
Okay.
But today, we have about 4 of them.
Yeah.
And that is an indication that they are...
I think there are more than 4.
Fine. It is an indication that the Akweya people are battle ready, if you ask me.
Okay.
They are ready to take the bull by the horns, as I earlier said.
Okay.
So if in APC they are unable to get it, come to PDP, which I know, by God's grace, they are going to emerge victorious. And then somehow, APGA too, they may emerge victorious.
Okay.
And
so the plan is for an Akweya candidate to stand or bear the flag in each of these political parties?
Yes. Because by right, the Otukpo people have been there.
Yeah.
In fact, come 2023,
yeah,
they would have been there for 16 uninterrupted years.
Okay.
And looking at it that way, it means that it is what is happening in Benue State at large that is happening in Otukpo local government, which will not give us a good effect. In fact, which is not a good thing at all.
Okay.
And that is the reason that the Akweya people have decided to come out in this good number. So it is clear that the chance is very broad for an Akweya person to emerge victorious come 2023.
Okay. So, you know, when you talk about politics and leadership, there's something that is the concern of the remaining people: development. What is the issues on ground? What needs to be done? What do you think as a person, or maybe the person you are, maybe the person you support, what do you think is his burning passion? What do you see in Akweya that need to be corrected? What area of development should they come out to fix? There's something the people are crying for. Can they fix it? Can they solve their problem?
Are you done?
Yeah.
Fine. Not quite long, we discovered that a land, a very massive one, was donated to the Nigerian people at large, the Nigerian government rather.
Yeah.
And that was for the purpose of development anyways, to build a university. And to this end, as we speak, nothing has started yet, no project yet, a tangible one at that. But somehow, if you go to the starting point or the kick-off point,
Yeah.
things are actually going on well.
Yeah.
And in terms of employment, people from that very community, or Tada precisely,
Yeah.
have massively gained employment. And what happens to those at the permanent site? What will be their fate tomorrow? They gave out a piece of land that they would have actually reserved for certain things,
Yeah.
or their farmland,
Yeah.
their fish pond, they gave out cheaply, in fact, for free. And today they don't have anything to fall back at as a source of recourse, no employment opportunity given to their sons and daughters. I want to believe that by the time the person of Barrister John Abba comes on board, he's going to liaise with whoever he's supposed to liaise with, and then employment opportunity will be created. By that time, as we're talking now, maybe by that time, different people will gain employment and poverty will drastically be reduced in a way. That is not the only thing. Unity is one thing we're looking at.
Yeah.
And this man is more or less like a needle that can cover the image of, the naked image of others, and will decide to remain naked, because I have come to know him better. He's someone that can sacrifice his last, penny in his pocket to see someone closer to him or anybody whatsoever to smile home.
Okay.
So I've discovered that he is a generous person. And if he's generous, it means indirectly that his door will be widely opened for any other person. And whatever problem anyone may have per time, he's always ready. And that boils down to the fact that he is a good leader, because every good leader must be compassionate.
Okay.
And passionate as well.
Okay. So you talked about unity. But
Yes.
Before we go, the outcome of the election, this election, maybe 2023, is going to be the result, or a result of how united the Akweya people are. So right now, if somebody else apart from Barrister John clings the ticket, or maybe is gunning for it, or maybe has a better overwhelming support, will you and Barrister John and others who are contesting stand behind that person to ensure that at least an Akweya person gets there? Unity is about selflessness.
Of course.
Yeah.
I want you to understand this. This is not the fight of Barrister John Abba.
Okay.
It is the fight of the Akweya community.
Yes.
It is the fight of the Akweya people. If peradventure God designs it otherwise, that the stool be given to another person, who is Barrister John Abba and who am I not to support that Akweya person?
Oh, okay.
So we're ready
Okay.
to bring home the trophy. The trophy belongs to the Akweya people.
Yeah.
So whether the person is from whatever political extraction whatsoever, we're careless about that.
Yeah.
The only thing we're out for is that an Akweya person should clean sheet. That's all.
Okay. It's okay. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
So finally, what's your final comment? Now, you represent also the youth in Otukpo and Akweya as a whole. What do you have to say to the youth as we approach 2023?
My final comment is this, the final comment here, because elsewhere I'll still have to talk.
Yeah.
So my final comment to the youth is this. Politics is the game of interest. And this interest we're talking about is not the interest of the individual per se, but the interest of the people at large. I have heard of an adage from the Chinese. They said that your peace and pleasure is only guaranteed when the people around you are in peace and that they are equally happy. How will you be happy when the people around you are not happy? In this case, if we are looking at it that politics, if we're looking at politics as a game of interest, the interest should be the interest of the people at large and not an individual. Hence, I am charging them. Let us go for the best. And the best can only come to be only when we are united, only when our voice is one. We shouldn't look at petty things. A preacher once said that the only enemy that focus has are the beautiful things that we meet while climbing the ladder of success. Okay. Those beautiful things are there to distract you. And what I'm saying in essence is this, that politicians will come with their pittance toward them. This will only last for a moment. And once that opportunity goes, you will only see them again after 4 years. Then what do you have to live up to if you don't stand for what you believe, which is the truth and which is the interest of the entire community, the entire Akweya people?
It's okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Comrade Odeh Anefu.
Yes, sir.
Former National President, Akweya Student Union, National Association of Akweya Students. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
On the show. Thanks for coming on the show today.
The pleasure is mine.
And that's where we wrap up our show for today. Keep in touch with us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, on YouTube, at Akweya TV. My name is Idajo Aja.